Nalin Kohli of the BJP, Brijesh Kalappa of the Congress Party, Waheed Rehman of the PDP, Tanvir Sadiq of the National Conference, Rashneek Kher of Roots in Kashmir, and Rahul Pandita is a well-known author. Thank you very much, and let's open up the debate. Nalin Kohli, first with you. Do you agree with this, with all these excuses which are now being put out? Because they are only excuses, and you know that. All the excuses that your own government, your own Chief Minister, Mufti Sayeed, is putting out to not let the Kashmiri Pandits come back to their homeland.
No, I won't call them excuses, because I think there is a commonality at one level, which is, of course, the BJP and the PDP have had always a separate position on many issues. But once we are in government, the commonality becomes important. And we have a commonality that the Kashmiri Pandits, who have been displaced from their own homes and lands, and for over 2 decades have not had justice, they need to return in a time-bound manner. Now, it's only a matter of what the policy has to be and the details. There can't be any confusion.
And what's the time frame for that?
The other people who
what's the time frame for that?
This, well, at the earliest.
What is the definition of earliest?
Has taken place between the government has been formed. Well, Mr. Goswami, certainly I don't think any one of us can speak on behalf of a government and say by tomorrow morning.
But it's your government.
That could be a news story
your
basis,
government.
But not a policy.
Isn't that your government?
Even so, we are committed to ensure that the Kashmiri Pandits who have faced a lot of problems, they will find a solution.
No, you are not being specific.
Honorable,
no, this
dignified,
is a change in position. This is a change in position. This is a change in position, which is why the Congress Party today accuses you of only trying to make it an issue before the elections. Brijesh Kalappa, please. Let him explain. My debate is not with you. It's the Congress Party debate.
This is after the elections and a government that has come in.
Brijesh Kalappa, and then we'll open this up. Yes, Brijesh.
Thank you.
Yeah, Arnab, I'd only like to point out, I heard Nalin speak and most effectively, but it so appears that the only points of, of agreement between these two parties is one in terms of the release of Mr. Mashrat Alam, and two in terms of the Asiya Andrabi, unfurling the Pakistani national flag in Kashmir. Besides that, they seem to have no point of agreement. First of all, there was a proposal which was made by the BJP, which said that they're going to have a special zone to have the Kashmiri Pandits stay.
Forgotten.
And now today the Chief Minister does an absolute about turn.
It's forgotten now.
Does an absolute about turn.
I'll answer that.
The point
it's
is
forgotten
this,
now.
The point is this. The point is this, that in any event, this entire alliance is like mixing water and oil. It just, for some reason, is just not, able to mix at all. And I think the sooner they realize it, it's better for the country, because the very purpose for which this government was formed was to help those flood.
No, I'll come to you, Nalin. No, I'll come to you, Nalin. I'll come to you, Nalin. But my limited point is, and Rashneek and Rahul Pandita have very strong views on this. They are young Kashmiri Pandits who have been forced to stay away from their own homeland. They are not away from their own state, from their own land, from their own soil, out of a choice. But the problem many of them have is with the excuses being put. And I'd like to get them in and give them a share of voice. Because their view is, if you never intended to let the Kashmiri Pandits come back, you should not have fooled them all this while. Because tonight, many of them will feel genuinely cheated.
Is that question to the BJP or the Congress? All this while would refer to a party that's been all this while in power.
No, that question is an opportunity to let two young Kashmiri Pandits come to the debate, and after that, I'm sure you will respond, please. Yes, please, Rashneek and Rahul. Maybe Rashneek starts and then Rahul can pick up and we take the debate forward. All kinds of excuses being put. We don't want to put you in ghettos, for example.
No, look. Let me explain. I will explain this. I don't know who invented this term ghetto. We are not going to a ghetto. A Kashmiri Pandit homeland will not be a ghetto. It will be one of the smart cities that the Prime Minister wants to build. It will be a land of opportunity where every Indian would be welcome, irrespective of religion. Any Indian who believes in the spirit and the idea of India would be welcome in that place. It will be a place where you will have high-tech hospitals, you will have IT cities. You will have,
Waheed Para doesn't know about it. Somebody from roots of Kashmir.
Can you keep your mouth shut for a little while?
1 second,
Can
please.
you keep your mouth shut for a little while?
1 second, please.
Can you keep your mouth shut for a little while? Who the hell are you?
Tanvir Sadiq, let him
You did
speak.
nothing for 5 years.
They want to.
You did nothing for 5 years. Just shut your mouth. You did nothing for 5 years. You did nothing for 5 years. You have no reason to speak.
Tanvir
Omar
Sadiq
Abdullah did nothing.
Tanvir
Omar
Sadiq
Abdullah did nothing.
Tanvir Sadiq, let me come into
shut
it.
your
1
mouth.
minute, please. 1 minute. One.
Omar
Tanvir
Abdullah
Sadiq
did nothing. You have
Tanvir
no right
Sadiq.
to speak
Tanvir
in
Sadiq.
between.
One second. Tanvir Sadiq, I request you. I'm telling you, Tanvir Sadiq, it's a very serious subject, and I'm more than aware.
But not for him.
No, one second. For everyone, including us, those who agree and disagree. And I'm aware of the kind of sentiments that people have attached here tonight. Generations which have not been allowed to go back, who feel threatened. And now a series of excuses being put, which tell the Kashmiri Pandits, this is the reason you can't go back. Tanvir Sadiq, I will give you an opportunity to respond to Rashneek Kher. I request you to let him complete, please. Yes, Rashneek, but make your point quickly.
But,
yes,
yeah. But before the question of rehabilitation arises, there is a question of justice which has to be done. Because not even one conviction has happened for hundreds of killings of Kashmiri Pandits. Therefore, at least 2 people, I would name them, Bitta Karate and Yasin Malik, should be tried. BJP spokesperson is here. He should know that Yasin Malik has cases with CBI which can be immediately reinitiated, and he should be tried. I think I have lost the audio.
No, fine. You're there. I'd like to get Rahul Pandita.
Rahul Pandita. Therefore, before rehabilitation, justice has to be done.
I want to let me please bring Rahul Pandita in. I want to only make this point a very serious subject. As per your own government's admission, Tanvir Sadiq, and this is to Rahul Pandita, despite all these so-called measures, not one of the 24,000 families who fled Jammu and Kashmir in horrific circumstances in 1989 had returned to the valley.
Arnab,
not one family.
62,000. 62,000 families.
So you say we want you to come back and integrate, but under what atmosphere? With what security? This is a very legit question to be asked here. Rahul Pandita, you buy this ghetto argument?
Arnab, if you analyze the statements that have come from Valley from both separatist groups and mainstream political parties, we as Kashmiri Pandits are not surprised that both the separatist groups and the mainstream political parties are in unison about the return of Kashmiri Pandits. The model of return they are envisaging, they are suggesting, is basically a model of no return.
Absolutely.
Today, they are arguing about the so-called composite culture, Kashmiriyat of Valley. For God's sake, it is as insulting as a Nazi salute to us. Where was this composite culture where hundreds of Kashmiri Pandits were brutally hounded on the streets in January 1990 and in the subsequent months?
That's right.
700 Kashmiri Pandits, more than 700 Kashmiri Pandits done to death. Like Rashneek pointed out, not a single conviction in any of these cases. Once an ethnic cleansing has happened and the Kashmiri Pandits have left Kashmir, what is Kashmir Valley today? Isn't it a Muslim ghetto today?
I'd like Waheedur Rehman and Waheedur Rehman and Tanvir Sadiq to respond to that.
No, who is Yasin Malik or Omar Abdullah to decide what the Kashmiri Pandits want?
Precisely. I think.
Can I come in?
No. What's it? Tanvir Sadiq and Waheedur Rehman wish to respond. Before they come.
Just one point.
Okay,
now the idea of settlement of this township. Now the idea of settlement township is it's not a complete solution, but at least it is a foothold.
Yes.
I belong to Kashmiri Pandits. My forefathers belong to Kashmiri Pandits. My ancestors have lived in Kashmir Valley for thousands of years. I want to go back to Kashmir Valley, but not as a tourist.
Exactly.
I want to have a foothold in Kashmir.
Exactly.
But I can't go back to my home because my home does not exist.
Exactly. And it hasn't helped. And the facts are. The facts are. I agree with you. The facts are.
Own property.
Rahul, the point is, if the BJP or the PDP really want Pandits to return to the valley and not just pay lip service about their return, what difference does it make if they stay in an allotment settlement or in Srinagar? They need the security. They need the security because there was a Doda massacre. Every time Kashmiri Pandits have gone back, they've been massacred. Doda massacre, 35 Hindus killed. March 2003, Nandi Marg, again Kashmiri.
Can I come in for a minute?
Sure you can, but you understand the point tonight. If you are opposed to the Pandits' return, you might as well say. No, Waheedur Rehman. Waheedur Rehman, if you are opposed, Waheedur Rehman, if you are opposed, Waheedur Rehman, if you are opposed to the Kashmiris' return, if you don't want the Kashmiri Pandits to return,
the Home Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, is something else.
No, that's what
we have been hearing for months. We have asked the state government.
If you don't want, okay, Waheedur Rehman, the question goes to you. If you don't want the Kashmiri Pandits to return, you should say so in clear terms. Waheedur Rehman.
Is a 10 by 10 square kilometer.
Waheedur Rehman.
He was not wanting that the reconciliation should happen.
Waheedur Rehman, please, can he come on, please? Yes, Waheedur Rehman.
Your whole debate today is aimed. You're making it a Hindu-Muslim issue.
Certainly not. I am making it an issue of honesty. If you don't want the Kashmiri Pandits to return, you say it.
You are trying to polarize the space. That's what you are
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that you are saying so, or that you look at it that way.
This is a very sensitive issue for the people of Kashmir who have been uprooted and who are rooted in Jammu and Kashmir. This is an emotional issue of Kashmiri people, whether they are Hindus or Muslims. Try to see it through a prism of humanity, not through the prism of
Arnab. So should you. Waheedur Rehman, so should you. No, so should you.
The third generation of Kashmir does not want to suffer. Rahul Pandita and Waheedur Rehman does not want to live in animosity. We are not here to fight for each other. We want to live together. We are not here to make houses. We want to make homes. We don't want this Rashneek. We don't want to make friendship.
What difference does it make to you? What difference? Waheed, allow me a point. What difference does it make?
You have been speaking on the channel for the last many days now.
Allow me to speak.
Allow me to lecture Kashmir is how to live.
Please, I'm not lecturing anyone, Waheedur Rehman. Waheedur Rehman, let me tell you one thing.
Arnab Goswami, we have a 5,000-year civilization of living together. The India does not have a 5,000-year civilization to live together. Kashmiris do have.
Yes.
America does not have a civilization of 5,000 years of living together.
Yes.
Kashmiris do have. We know how to live together.
If his lecture on history is over, let me tell him, in 1990, all this composite culture was thrown in a dustbin. And in 1986, Mufti Muhammad Sayeed led the first mob of anti-Kashmiri Pandit riots in 1986 against Kashmiri Pandits in Anantnag.
And who will make 6 years. And we believe this alliance is for the integration of Jammu and Kashmir between the people of Kashmir, Hindus and Muslims.
Sir, please. Waheedur Rehman, now, 1 second. Rashneek, a minute. Waheedur Rehman says to me, we don't want lectures from Arnab Goswami on how we should live in Kashmir. Sir, nobody wants to give anybody a lecture. My limited point, and I have facts at my disposal. I have some facts I want to share with you. Can I share the facts? And my question is to Tanvir Sadiq and you. 1 second. Sir, please accept one fact. Please, sir, listen to me, Mr. Waheedur Rehman. Mr. Rehman, there are some questions people have, and I am asking the questions on their behalf. I hope you will listen to the questions. They are relevant. They may not agree with you. My point is, it has not helped. Let Tanvir Sadiq say. It has not helped that Kashmiri Hindus have been periodically targeted in massacres by terrorists in Kashmir since 1989 to now. There is a climate of fear. There is a climate of fear around their return.
I live in the climate
There is a climate of fear, sir. Sir, there is a climate of fear, Mr. Tanvir Sadiq. There is a climate of fear.
There is a vast difference. There is a difference in what it was in 1989 to what it is now in 2015. Please understand that even majority Muslims, there are close to 100,000 Kashmiri Muslims who have been killed.
So you cannot generalize like what you don't totally see Kashmiri Muslims as Bita Karate or anybody else. It is, if you want to get Kashmiri Pandits back,
Rashneek Kher,
with the society
itself. You were government. Why did you not take action against them?
You can't
why did you not take?
What confidence? Because that will create another hate between the two communities.
With what confidence does a Kashmiri Pandit come back? Tanvir Sadiq, with what confidence does a Kashmiri Pandit come back? You could not prosecute even one person. Tell me what confidence.
But the problem is that people like you, they self-styled leaders.
Don't accuse me. Don't accuse me. You are also, I know you are a national conference leader, son. That is why you are on that panel. So don't give me bullshit. Answer me.
I don't want to go from one camp.
We are not coming to a ghetto. You do not decide for us where we want to come. You have no right to decide. You did nothing. Not even lip service.
How many? Nalin Kohli and Brijesh Kalappa. Nalin Kohli and Brijesh Kalappa. Can I please?
Please answer Nalin Kohli.
Tell me how many people were persecuted for killing of Kashmiri Pandits?
How many
people were convicted?
This whole issue. Why is Nalin Kohli silent on this?
Why don't you answer?
Waheed Rahman silent to this. Home Minister of India says one thing, the Chief Minister says another thing. Please let
Nalin Kohli's
come out and clear.
Nalin Kohli.
What is composite?
Nalin Kohli, please.
To us.
How many people did you convict for killings of Kashmiri Pandits? Answer.
Sir, I would like to Tanvir Sadiq. Mr. Sadiq, 1 minute. Mr. Sadiq, I request you, let us not fool ourselves about the reality, and Nalin Kohli will respond to you now. 1 second, Mr. Sadiq, please give me an opportunity. Nalin Kohli will respond, Brijesh Kalappa will come in. I want you to know the reality. And the reality is Jammu and Kashmir, as per the 2011 census, had a population of 12.5 million. Out of these, 66.97% Muslims, 29.63% Hindus. In the valley, the population of Muslims 97.16% and Hindus is 1.84%. This fear which is being put by some people that there will be a change of demography, first of all, we must understand that that is not possible. It's a fear. Second point is on a sense of security which you say exists. I say the sense of security obviously does not exist. Because if it existed, your government made a number of efforts to encourage Pandits to return to the valley. There was 0% impact. Nobody came back. And there was a promise, Nalin Kohli, that when you would come in, you would create settlements and bring the Kashmiri Hindus back. Give them a sense of security. Tonight, the National Conference is asking the BJP, why are you quiet? Are these another of the compulsions of coalition politics that you are engaging in? Why don't you answer the National Conference directly, Mr. Kohli? Why don't you answer Tanvir Sadiq directly, Mr. Kohli?
Unfortunately, I don't need to speak like Mr. Sadiq in near hysteria, because I have substance in my points. He has only rhetoric. And he has to also scream and shout to prove a point. Because after all, what did they do? Zilch. Nothing. Well, let's come to it. The new government in the state of Jammu and Kashmir was formed in February 2015. Now, March is also not over. In less than 2 months, this government, along with Government of India, is already talking about the return of the Kashmiri Pandits.
How? Be specific.
Tell me in 6 years that the National Conference and Congress, they ruled. Of course it will follow. You can't have a return without a specific plan. But the starting step is a decision.
What was the urgency for talking about this?
Mr. Sadiq, why do you get so excited? Let me finish my point. I hope you are not being put on a thread by Mr. Abdullah that you will lose your job as a spokesperson if you don't keep shouting. May I just finish my points?
I mean, there is no sword hanging on my head. You are totally going opposite to
then you take it on. Or are you trying to prove a point to some separatist leader? because you in 6 years neither gave democracy a chance. People have rejected you outright. This is a government. You are proving no point. You are on rhetoric. You have no substance in your arguments. Unfortunately, you are only conveying a message that you didn't deliver governance, and now after being ousted out of the state from responsibility, you have no ideas to contribute to the return of the Kashmiri Pandits. You don't have a single contribution of what should be done, how you can play a role. You never played a role when you had governance as an opportunity. You don't have you don't even have a point to bring when we are trying to do it.
So therefore, Mr.
Sadiq, I understand your frustration.
Is not a solution
I understand your frustration,
This is a very emotional issue.
Mr. Sadiq, I understand your
frustration. Mr. Sadiq, I will now
empathize.
Mr. Sadiq,
a glass of water. That's the best solution.
Mr. Sadiq, no, I don't want to give him a glass of water. I want to quote his own leader to him, which I think will be more effective than giving Mr. Sadiq a glass of water. One second.
The people of Jammu and Kashmir have poured water.
Mr. Sadiq, let's talk.
Lack of any concrete.
No, Mr. Sadiq, a minute.
Mr. Sadiq has no excitement.
Mr. Sadiq.
This is a serious discussion.
It's a very serious subject.
Let's have a serious discussion. It's a sensitive issue.
If there is
a national issue.
Please tell me what
after
you mean
moving out of power also don't have any sensitivity to the Kashmiri Pandits.
Sir,
what are you only just speaking? Rhetoric is not
if everyone, Rahul Pandita. No, one second. Mr. Sadiq, I welcome Rahul Pandita back to the debate, but I want him to come in, but I want to quote something.
He will help you also bring back the brothers and sisters who are not living in the valley. Instead, you are just screaming and saying, what is the solution? What did you do in 6 years?
The Chief Minister says something and the Home Minister says another thing.
And then start shouting war. Life is much more serious than that. Much more sensitive. Have a glass of water. It can be something to make you remember how people poured water over your aspirations which had no delivery. No ideas,
Mr. Sadiq,
no plans,
Mr. Sadiq,
no contribution.
Mr. Sadiq, I would now like to. I would like, you see,
get an award, but the world is far more complex than that.
Can I get a minute?
And governance takes ideas, commitment, intention.
It's a complex world for everyone.
Okay, Brijesh Kalappa needs to come back to the debate. Brijesh Kalappa, please. Brijesh Kalappa, is the time come?
Something that will help this debate
Nalin,
find a solution to the people of Jammu and Kashmir who are ousted from their own homes. You're shouting and
Nalin Kohli, a deep. Let us not get into a pure political debate on this and political point scoring because I'm saying Tanvir, I don't want to get into only political point scoring on this because there are many Kashmiri Pandits families who have been uprooted. There are people who have strong sentiments. We are talking about people who have been made refugees.
In the downtown.
Please understand.
Absolutely.
Tanvir Sadiq.
Important. Critical discussion. But Mr. Sadiq does not appreciate that. They didn't appreciate it in 6 years of their government. They don't appreciate it after going out of government. That's why the people are very hurt. They expected something. They had a young chief minister who they thought would be able to at least have a plight of his young brothers and sisters who don't have it. But look at what Mr. Sadiq is doing.
Now please. Okay, fine. Okay, Mr. Sadiq, now cease time. Cease fire for a minute. 1 second, Mr. Sadiq. Mr. Sadiq, please. Nalin Kohli. He stopped. Nalin Kohli. We are on a serious issue. And I request you to let me come bring the debate back on track. The question is this, Mr. Nalin Kohli. 1 minute. Mr. Kohli, the question is this. The question is this. Listen to me, sir.
Takeoff might be a good first step.
Sir, listen to me. The question is this. The question is this, please. The question is, there must be a reason. I'm coming to you, Brijesh. There must be a reason why the Kashmiri Pandits have not come back. Now, there is Omar Abdullah himself who admitted that you have not created a conducive and favorable condition for their return. In other words, you have to create a secure environment for their return. This is what Omar Abdullah said, Brijesh Kalappa. And tonight, we have to be fair to the Kashmiri Pandits.
And what did he do when the...
I'll tell you what he said. I'll tell you about his admission. 1 second, his admission. He says in 2008, maybe his most candid admission, it is so easy to say that we will lay down our lives to bring Kashmiri Pandits back to the valley, and I appreciate the sentiment, as I am sure Kashmiri Pandits reading it will. Pity that sentiment was missing when our own mosques were being used to drive these people out. None of us was willing to stand up and be counted when it mattered. None of us grabbed the mics in the mosques and said this is wrong. And the Kashmiri Pandits had every right to continue living in the Kashmir Valley. Sir, these are Omar Abdullah's words. The greatest injustice has been done to these people.
So now he should sit down and help.
But we admit, this is for Waheed. This is I meant it as a response. I meant it as a response. I meant it as a response to people like Waheed Rehman. Because I meant it as a response to people like Mufti Muhammad Sayeed, who say Kashmiri Pandits want to come back, come integrate among us. It's so easy. Brijesh Kalappa, please. Is it that easy, Brijesh? Is it that easy?
It will be a solution.
Brijesh Kalappa.
Arnab, in the rise and fall of civilization.
Brijesh Kalappa.
In the rise and fall of civilizations, Arnab, insofar as history is concerned, history will not forgive us, Arnab, if we don't resettle the Kashmiri Pandits back in their homeland.
Well said.
We will not be forgiven. One. Two, insofar as the Indian National Congress is concerned, I must remind the viewers that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was a Kashmiri Pandit. Insofar as the Indian National Congress is concerned, our commitment to the Kashmiri Pandits is foremost. Three, insofar as the resettlement of the Kashmiri Pandits,
so
let there not be any politics.
When he was driving,
to get them back there. To get them back there. No, please, let's not take pot shots. Let's not take pot shots at each other. We all know who was in government in 1990 when the Kashmiri Pandits were driven out. The BJP was supporting the government of the day. Please, let's not forget this aspect. The point is that when the Kashmiri Pandits come back, let them come back on their own terms.
How on their own terms? How on their own terms? Rashneek Kher, you accept
all unimportant.
Rashneek Kher, Rahul Pandita, you accept that? Is it? No, 1 second. 1 second. Limited time on the debate. Less than 5 minutes left. 1 second. Rahul Pandita, is it as easy? Rahul Pandita, the question goes to Rahul Pandita. Everyone says come back on your own terms.
No political party today.
Yes, Rahul.
Is really serious about the rehabilitation and the return of Kashmiri Pandits. And I'm sorry to say that includes the Bharatiya Janata Party also. For many, many months, we've been hearing about Home Minister Rajnath Singh asking the state government to identify land for the return of Kashmiri Pandits. In Kashmir Valley, the state governments are saying something else. There's absolutely no return, no blueprint for the substantial return of Kashmiri Pandits. And it's not only about the resettlement. It's also about
the issue of moving. How can you say that nothing has been done?
I'm asking the BJP spokesperson today, is the BJP ready to go a step ahead and put on trial those people who are responsible for the killing of Kashmiri Pandits? People like Bita Karate, who accepted on national television that they are responsible for the killing of more than 20 Kashmiri Pandits.
Answer that, Nalin Kohli. And I answer that, Nalin Kohli, and it's a relevant question. I'll tell you why. 1 second. Rahul, 1 second. Rahul, it's a relevant question. I just want to make a point. 1 second. Rahul, I'll let you respond, but I want to put this question in context. You see, when Kashmiri Pandits are killed, out of the 209 people killed since 1989, charge sheets were filed only in 24 cases. Killers in 115 cases remain unidentified, which means charge sheets are filed in 10% of the cases. People are killed, Kashmiri Pandits are killed, even charge sheets are not filed. And on top of it, you say Kashmiri Pandits, please come back.
Can I add?
Rahul, Rashneek Kher.
Yeah, you see, when the butcher of Kashmiri Pandits, a man called Bita Karate, was released, when he was released, let me finish, Mr. Kohli. The judge, N.D. Vani, at that point of time said, I have to release him because the prosecution did not build a
Did not do its job. Exactly.
I know he is responsible and he is a killer of Kashmiri Pandits.
You're right.
The prosecution did not build a case.
And you know,
the state government had sent an assistant sub-inspector for a man who murdered 42 Kashmiri Pandits.
Let Tanvir Sadiq respond. Let Waheed respond. Is this the sense of security that you give to the Kashmiri Pandits?
Arnab,
and after that you say come back on your own terms. After this you say come back on your own terms.
One thing wrong, you are in the government, arrest him. Who is stopping you from
arresting? But you were in the government all these years.
Don't blame the whole Kashmiri Muslim community for this.
1 minute, Nalin. Okay, what's it? Nalin Kohli wants to leave.
On January 19, 1990,
we can live together.
Almost all Kashmiri Muslims were on streets shouting slogans against Kashmiri Pandits. They said, as against Pakistan, There was hardly any Kashmiri Muslim family who did not support the exodus of Kashmiri Pandits. And I am saying it with full authority that on that particular day there was hardly a Kashmiri Muslim family which did not support the exodus of Kashmiri Pandits.
There are 100,000 Muslims dead. If I talk about
100,000 is not possible. If you divide, it is not possible. You are lying. Prove 100,000 means 10 people every day. You are lying. 100,000 means 10 people every day. You are lying.
I'm not lying. This is on record.
Show me how it is possible. That means 10 people every day. It's not possible. Don't lie. What you are doing is called whataboutery. You know what you are doing is called whataboutery.
I am asking.
My
point is 5 minutes on the debate. 5 minutes on the debate. Okay, 5 minutes on the debate. Gentlemen, calm down, please. 5 minutes on the debate. And what's the point that we are making? The point that we are making. Nalin, I'm coming to you. I know you need to go. This question goes to Nalin and Waheed Rehman on the both sides so they can be on the screen. The point being made tonight is that it's all fine and noble to say that we want Kashmiri Pandits to be one with the rest of Kashmir. But facts is that study after study, research after research, fact after fact proves how Kashmiri Pandits are marginalized, they are victimized, they are forgotten. And I just put out a 2008 report which proves that when Kashmiri Pandits are killed, 10% of the cases there are charge sheets filed, which means Nalin Kohli, the people, those who kill Kashmiri Pandits are not afraid of the long arm of the law. So you can't say, let them come back in normal circumstances. Very pointed last question to you, I know you need to go, is, do you believe, sir, and say so without prevarication tonight, do you believe Mufti Muhammad Sayeed is right when he says, come back, we want you to integrate, but we will not give you any special settlements or any special facilities or any special security? Is he right or is he wrong, sir? Please, Nalin Kohli, please give me a straight answer on that. Don't dodge my question.
I'll answer straight. I will. No, I won't dodge it. I just want to make 3 comments. I'll start first with what you said. This government, which is the state government, has taken office less than 2 months ago, and it has already, with the central government, put out its thing. We want to get the Kashmiri Pandits back, secure and dignified.
No time frame, sir.
So there is no question about it.
No time frame,
We can't take responsibility, and certainly not the BJP. No, Mr. Goswami, at least they have started the work within the first 2 months. Those who have not done anything are asking questions. Everything has a logical process.
That is no
logical process has to be time-bound.
Mr. Kohli, that's
certainly,
no answer.
What needs to be done?
Mr. Kohli, that's no answer. That those who have not done can't ask me questions. I'm asking you what you will do.
Mr. Goswami, I'll ask you a straight question. Can you tell me the TRP of your channel 4 weeks from now? The exact figure, you won't have an answer also, because you have to wait for the natural process to take place.
No, please, Mr. Kohli, now from the sublime to the ridiculous. I think you're dodging my question, Mr. Kohli, with respect.
Unless the government
I think you're dodging my question.
Nothing will happen.
No, it's your government, sir. Your government.
No.
It's your. Yes, it is. It's a PDP BJP government. You promised the Pandits.
That's why within less than 60 days.
So when? How many days? 600 days.
Show me one example of a chief minister before this. Show me one example of a chief minister and a home minister meeting within 60 days of a state government forming and coming out on the record that the Kashmiri Pandits should return to the valley.
Sir, your party has changed its position on many issues.
I can also ask you,
Nalin Kohli, I can also ask you.
Give me an example, Mr.
Nalin Kohli, I can also ask you that your party has changed its position on many issues. You've diluted your position on many issues because you had to make room for the PDP. My only question to you tonight, sir, you promised the Kashmiri Pandits something.
Let me answer that also on the record, Mr. Goswami.
1 second, Mr. Kohli.
Mr. Goswami, the PDP and the BJP have divergent, different viewpoints on a number of issues on which we've articulated.
Sir, but you can't get away with it.
In a government,
is that an answer, Brijesh Kalappa?
Minimum program,
is that an answer? We have divergent views. Don't question us. Is that an answer? It's not an answer. I say that's an answer of convenience, Mr. Kohli.
Now, if you will excuse me, Mr. Goswami.
That is not an answer.
I'm not running from your debate, but I need to go.
No, I know you need to go. Just give me 10 seconds to hear the
only answer of the Congress party.
The important thing is not for them to cobble up an alliance.
Just borrowing from your fish, borrowing from your oil and water analogy.
Before you go, Mr. Kohli, can we expect something to be done for against the killers of Kashmir?
No, please, Nalin, what I'd like to point out is that insofar as the government in Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, it's not so important to cobble some alliance and keep it going. You know, the point is to actually get some things done. And if you're not able to get some things done, you better pack up.
This is so funny.
There's no point in just making these false promises. Today, our finance minister says that
this
if
is so
the
funny
land bill
coming
comes,
from the Congress.
we're going to create 30 crore jobs.
False
there is
promises.
a limit to lying.
I compliment
There
you,
is a limit to lying.
To be able to do
Prime
it
Minister spoke about Achhe Din hasn't come.
Really?
He spoke about 15 lakhs for each individual. That hasn't come.
Where's Rahul Gandhi coming? Nalin Kohli, I know.
I will tell you where Rahul Gandhi is.
I asked you a question. Where is Rahul Gandhi?
I will tell you where Rahul Gandhi is.
We can ask questions
I will tell you where Rahul Gandhi is.
Oh, you're giving an answer. I want the answer. Everyone was, where is Rahul Gandhi?
I will tell you where Rahul Gandhi is.
Mr. Goswami, breaking news.
Yeah, he's going to tell us where Rahul Gandhi is. Breaking news. Please tell us, we await.
I'll tell you where Rahul Gandhi is, Arnab.
Is he in Bhutan or Thailand?
Rahul Gandhi is where he is. Right?
We are waiting.
He has gone. He has gone to wherever he has gone, not out of a court order, not like Mr. Amit Shah who was sent out. Amit Shah was sent out by a court order. He was made 30 pass. Rahul Gandhi has gone on his own record.
Okay, anyway, I let Nalin Kohli go. He had to go. I come back to the core point.
On his own
I come back to the core point. Nalin Kohli, thank you very much. I know you need to go. My question is...
was asked by the police.
My question is...
To leave.
My question is, I go back. I'm extending this by just 1 minute. Nalin Kohli has to go, that's all right. My question is back to Waheed Rehman. A question has been asked.
I'll wait for a minute.
Okay, you stay for 1 minute. Thank you very much. Waheed Rehman, before we close. People are killed, charge sheets are not filed. Right? A sense of security is not there, the killings continue. The circumstances are bad, massacres happen. A promise has been made to bring them back, but you tell them come back in a situation of great insecurity, risk your lives, it's your problem. Is this a fair approach? And then you say, oh, we want you to integrate, we don't want you to live in ghettos. Waheed Rehman, be honest to yourself tonight. And have the courage to say we don't want the Kashmiri Pandits back. But don't make an excuse of it.
That's what you want. That's what you want because you have a TRP concern. And let me tell you very honestly
if you can't answer the question, Mr. Rehman, you can say so.
We are very committed to
the efforts.
I'm saying we are very committed to the reintegration, but subject to one condition. If you stop making Kashmiri Pandits the commodity of national politics and national channels.
Commodity. People who are saying we want to come back to our country, you will say they are commodities.
That's what you have made.
You think people speaking up to come back to their homeland is an issue of commodity? I'd like Rahul Pandita. If you can't, then you say so. I'd like Rashneek Kher to respond to that. For us, when we raise this issue, it is a legitimate issue. It is a legitimate issue, and you are the one who is insulting the people today. Rahul Pandita. Rahul Pandita.
I'll just give you a small example.
Rahul Pandita, please.
March 1990, a young telecommunication engineer, 37-year-old BK Ganju, shot dead in a rice drum where he was hiding.
It is a very
and his wife forced to eat blood-soaked rice.
Created a media issue.
The militants, the terrorists who killed him, were taken to him by a Muslim neighbor. Now, is Mr. Waheed Rehman asking Mr. BK Ganju's wife today to go back to her locality where her husband was killed and assimilate with that neighbor? Is that what we are asking for? Without any semblance of justice, without a single conviction.
Okay, Rashneek Kher also responded. Rashneek Kher.
Are we supposed to forgive everything? Are we supposed to forget everything? What happened to us in Kashmir in 1990?
Choti lived in Shupyan. They were tied to a jeep. Waheed, please let me speak. They were tied to a jeep. And when we received their bodies, and I am not exaggerating, they were cut into really small pieces and we received them in a gunny sack. Now, are you telling their children that they should go back to same Haripura Haran and live with the same neighbors who did this to them? What confidence do anyone, even I will not have, because my neighbors burnt my house. Nobody from Pakistan must have come to burn my house or to desecrate my temple. Do you want me to go back to the same people?
What has happened to 1,416 young men and women who have returned to Kashmir under the 2008 Prime Minister's package?
You see, 400 temples have been desecrated. 400 temples have been desecrated. Not one has been punished.
I think the time has come.
Rahul has written in his book that a girl was asked on a street, a Kashmiri Pandit girl who went to work back in Kashmir, that your price is 3 lakh rupees, come sit in the car.
Now the point is...
He's a liar.
I think it is
there are 20,000 Kashmiri Pandits living in Kashmir.
20,000. I have a head count of 3,650. You are a liar. Just mute his mic. He's an idiot.
You are a liar.
You don't have to get personal.
You are a liar.
On national TV like
you
this.
do not have to get personal.
There are 20,000
Don't get personal with me.
Yes,
don't get.
What kind of a liar is this?
3,650 head count. Ask. I am not ashamed. You should be ashamed. You drove me out. I did not drive you out. You should be ashamed. Not me. Not me. Not me. You should be ashamed. You did nothing when you were in power.
I'll give you figures. I'll give you figures tonight. I'll give Tanvir Sadiq. Tanvir Sadiq, please hear me. Tanvir Sadiq, please hear me.
You are a shoe licker of the Abdullah family.
TV is
I am not lying. I have proof. I have proof. I have proof. You and your Farooq Abdullah. Farooq Abdullah is the founder of JKLF. How can you take action against them? Farooq Abdullah is the founder of JKLF.
Yes, show me who it was.
I can show you a picture.
Against this.
Rahul Pandita has written it in his book. Rahul Pandita has written in his book. Don't you read? Don't you have a brain?
What book?
Or have you lost that also? Just because of your father's position you got this job.
What are you talking about, Mr.
Yes.
You are casting aspersion on 99% of the Kashmiri Muslims.
And that is true. I am not casting aspersion. On that night, each one of you was on the streets. Each one of you.
No,
I am saying it with full authority. Maybe you were not.
Kashmiri Muslims have faced this, but
so what? They did not face. They did not face majoritarianism.
1 second.
They did not face majoritarianism.
Please, let's not generalize. Let us not generalize. 1 second. However strong the emotions. However strong the emotions. However strong the emotions. I will not allow anyone to generalize. Rashneek, I empathize with you and your pain. I understand what you and Rahul Pandita feel. But I request you also that let us not generalize and say everyone on the other side is someone who burnt a house and threw a family out. I can tell you. Rashneek, let me say this. Let me say this, Rashneek.
On that night, what happened? Ask Rahul Pandita. He has done extensive research and he will tell you if you don't believe me.
Rashneek, I am only saying tonight.
You are just generalizing.
Tanvir Sadiq,
can you ask him to shut up?
Generalizing the whole
Tanvir Sadiq, will you hear me?
Just shut up.
Why should I shut up?
I don't want to hear a word from you.
Tanvir Sadiq, I don't want you and Rashneek Kher. You know, Tanvir Sadiq and Rashneek Kher. Tanvir Sadiq and Rashneek Kher, to both of you I am saying tonight. There is a bigger issue which I want, you are all, and in fact, the good thing about this panel, the 5 people who are now on the program, all of you are young politicians of this country and young thinkers, young columnists, young writers, young activists. What separates you is only the method. If we are all agreed, Waheed Rehman, remember, you say a lot of personal things about me. At our core, you know, Waheed Rehman, your Tanvir Sadiq, whether it is Rashneek who's passionate, Rahul is passionate, they've lost something. When you lose something, you feel for it. Only point I'm saying tonight, there are 60,492 registered Kashmiri Pandit migrant families in the country. Even if all of them return, you won't change the demography of the Kashmir Valley. If some of them return, Kashmir will become more multicultural. Kashmiri has a multicultural, open history and civilization, I know it, but be aware, Waheed Rehman, that there are forces in your state right now that don't like that. And those forces are being supported by Pakistan. If you want to return to the Kashmiri culture, then I think we need to all work together to ensure that the return happens. I request you, let me say that we will have another discussion next time on how to make it happen, not whether to make it happen. With that, and a big thanks to everyone for participating tonight. Thank you for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight.